Good evening and welcome to our final concert of the year, our Spring Awards concert. We're so excited for this evening and we'd like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of us and the program. In addition to our concert pieces, we will also take the opportunity to recognize individual students and their accomplishments. Just a quick reminder to silence all cell phones and to turn off any flash on your cameras or phones out of respect for the performers. Now, without ado, we hope you enjoy our Spring Awards concert, and I'm going to bring up our first readers.
Someone turn the high pass filter all the way up.
Robert W. Smith was an American composer, arranger, and music educator. Alive from 1958 to 2023, Smith wrote up to 600 public works, mostly with concert bands and orchestral literature, and is known also for his work with drum corps.
The piece Into the Storm was inspired by the 1993 storm of the century, which was a devastating cyclonic storm that formed over the Gulf of Mexico. The storm caused cold weather, heavy snowfall, high winds, and storm surge that affected a very large area.
The piece opens up with a calm for the storm, the clarinets and the flutes starting us off with a slow but powerful introduction. Then, in a blink of an eye, the storm starts. Each section is powerful and intimidating as the next, but every storm has an eye, a call. Midway through the piece, everything slows. The trumpets have a beautiful melody, eventually fading with the woodwinds taking over. But the eye of the storm never lasts for long. As the piece brings back the power in loud heard from the beginning of the piece. Thank you, we hope you enjoy.
All right, before we get into the next piece, I would like to recognize our band letter award recipients in this group up here. Each student has the ability to earn points throughout the year based on how many and what events they participate in. A student can earn a letter after accumulating 10 points and earning each subsequent letter or pin rank, as we call it, every 15 points. So students, when you hear your name, go ahead and please stand, and audience, please hold your applause until the end of each award grouping. So we're going to start with our letter recipients. So this is the first 10 points of their band career. So without further ado, here are our letter recipients. We have Lily Bong, Austin Doring, Orion Hill, Abby Egger, Macy Johnson, Penny Prim. Oh yeah, you're a percussionist because you're already standing. Just give a wave so people know. Preston Schmidt, Siobhan Schutza, Taylor Stieber, Taylor Walker, Anna Whited, Landon Moots, Izzy Scheffler, Harley Staven, and Cole Scherner. Our next grouping, you guys can have a seat, is our bar pin. So this is the second ranking. So we have 4 recipients of this. We have Izzy Klockout, Izzy Scheffler, Angie Friedrich, and Wyatt Stieber. Nice job. I'm going to go ahead and invite up our next readers to introduce our next piece.
Words End is a piece written by Randall D. Standridge. Randall was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. Randall got his bachelor's of music education from Arkansas State University, and they got his master's in music composition. He's a composer, arranger, clinician, designer. In addition, was a marching band designer, artist, and photographer. He has won many marching band awards.
Although the song doesn't have a specific meaning behind it, you don't need words to listen to a beautiful masterpiece. It's about the instruments. The beautiful title came from the quote, "Where the words end, music begins." There's no meaning behind it, but personally to me it reminds me of my best friend when we had our last hangout. You can imagine whatever you want about the meaning behind it.
Although the melody varies, every part is beautiful. I solely believe this piece was made to show that words aren't needed when something is beautiful.
This song is so beautiful, calm, and just peaceful. We hope you enjoy this wonderful piece of music.
All right, for our next awards, I would like to recognize our Pep Band Awards and its recipients. So these are students who attended the 7 out of 11 events for the school year. Typically we have 12, but we got hit with a slew of snow days, and our one makeup we had, snow day. So we had 11 events this year, so these students attended, like I said, at least 7 out of the 11 of them. So please hold your applause until the end of each award grouping. Students, when you hear your name, go ahead and stand, please. So we have our first year recipients who will be getting a bronze medal. So this is their very first year achieving this pep band accomplishment. So please stand: Lily Baum, Austin Doring, Alexis Fair, Kenzie Hinz, Abby Yeager, Addie Krause, Julius Leggett, Landon Moots, Kaylin Morris, Penny Prim, Lauren Rice, Charles Schmidt, Preston Schmidt, Siobhan Schutza, Arlie Staven, Taylor Stever, Fletcher Tallarico, Taylor Walker, and Anna Whited. All right, our next grouping is for our silver medalists. So these are folks who are getting their Pep Band Award for the second year in a row. We have 3 recipients this year for their silver medals, which is Angie Frederick, Izzy Klockow, and Izzy Scheffler. And in this group, last but not least, we have a gold medalist, a singular gold medalist. So he gets all the glory and fame to himself for this. So earning their 3rd year in a row, their gold medal is Wyatt Stever. All right, I'm also going to take the opportunity to recognize, at this point of our program, our Tri-M members. So we might have to have the house lights up just momentarily because we do have some students in the audience. So for our Tri-M members, these are students who needed to be, they had to enroll and apply. It's an elite music service group, and some of the requirements they had to be in this group is they had to be enrolled in a music course for at least 1 semester. They had to maintain at least, an A average in their music courses across the board, because some of them are in more than 1 music course. They had to maintain a B average in their non-music courses. And then some of them are still working on this, but completing 8 hours of community service through the school year, through this chapter. So when I read your name, if you could please stand, and we will recognize all members and hold your applause till the end of all of them. So we have several new members this year. So when you hear your name, stand and keep standing till all of us are recognized. So we have Lily Baum, Caroline Durbin, Kane Hansen, Kylie Lutsky, Izzy Scheffler, Anna Whited. Our second year members, we have Maria Ashbrenner, Izzy Klockow, Mark Marvin, Orion Pillai, and Derek Schultz. Our third year members is Theo Johnson, Corinna Kragenbrink, Jenna Maligi, Jacob Stetschleif, Ronan Vanderweerd, Parker Wagonar, and Patrick Whited. And our fourth year members, which obviously is our seniors, is Maggie Cordova, Olivia Paytash, Haley Rint, Sarah Ross, Ben Com, and Anna Wilby. I'm going to do this the whole concert, just mix you guys up. Anna and Anna, and Marin Yates. Let's give them a round of applause. Don't worry, Kane, I won't tell the story. All right, for Symphonic Band's final piece, I'm going to invite up our marvelous Izzy duo to introduce it. It's kind of ironic that both the Izzies are introducing this, but here we go.
You better be prepared for our last song. After you hear it, you'll have no worries for the rest of your days. You might even feel the love tonight. Our next piece is a medley of all the songs you know and love from the popular Disney movie, The Lion King. The original score was written by Hans Zimmer and was arranged for band by John Higgins. Hans Zimmer is a German-born composer and producer. Zimmer is a self-taught musician, meaning he never had a formal training in music. Hans also composed for other childhood movies like Kung Fu Panda and The Prince of Egypt. John Higgins is currently a freelance composer/arranger. He arranged multiple Disney songs and other well-known songs.
The songs in Lion King medley were originally written by the Rocket Man himself, Elton John. The album containing these songs were released in May 10th, 1994, and was an instant hit. There are multiple melodies in this medley, and almost all the instruments get a melody from one of the songs. When listening, you might also hear many unique percussion instruments like a bell tree or the congos. Please enjoy The Lion King.
they're so used to peeling out of like the stage as soon as their portion is done because they're such a well-oiled machine. Before we get into our next awards, which they have no idea about, we kind of preface that maybe some individuals are going to be recognized. I just want to recognize the whole group and just the distance they've really gone this year. So very, very gifted group in general, but man, just throwing some harder music at them and knowing it was harder, and just like rising to the challenge. Not that there weren't some challenging days, we're all tired, we have big tests and all that stuff, but they really took a lot of that with stride. So here's kind of the surprise award. So we're gonna do the Outstanding Symphonic Band Musicianship Awards. So these awards are given out to one of you guys up here. In each category, brass, woodwinds, and percussion, who show tremendous musicianship, growth, achievement, and positive attitude, that's a really big one, throughout the entire school year. So we're going to start with our woodwinds, and as you can see, we have tons of woodwinds on the stage. In fact, our first 3 rows, minus our French horn player, is all woodwinds, which is crazy. So they take up a large percentage of the band. So I actually have 2 of those that I am giving out. So this one, I am going to have you come up by me so we can recognize you in front of everybody. So our first woodwind to come on up. So I should also mention all of these folks, in addition to like their positive attitudes and showing lots of growth, they just really excel at their instruments. They come really prepared for class. And they just do really, really well in all of their lessons too. I'm just amazed by what they do. So coming up to receive our first Outstanding Woodwind member is Kylie Lutsky. And our second and final woodwind member who is going to be recognized definitely makes me laugh every day, and I think this recognition is long overdue. So come on up, Landon Moose. Moving on to our outstanding brass member. This person just puts in so much hard work. Not that everybody else doesn't, but I'm just amazed by when they don't get something, they're immediately in a practice room, much like our other recipients tonight. Our outstanding brass member is Izzy Scheffler. And last but not least, we have our outstanding percussionist, which you can see we had a plethora of them to choose from back there, the mighty 4. Coming up to receive this award, again, another person who is super just prepared with everything they do. Come on up, Austin Doring. Did you just say yeehaw? Oh. I was like, I'll take that too. That's awesome. All right, we are going to get switched around here for our jazz ensemble. So we're going to get our jazz 2 ensemble all situated, and we'll be right back with you. All right, thank you for your patience. Our first tune that we're going to kick off with our Jazz 2 ensemble is called It's Got That Swing, and just like in the title, it is a swing piece, and this one is going to feature a solo on alto saxophone by Lizzie Barker.
Now we let that stays on through.
Even though it wasn't a big grand solo, we had some very cute measures interjected by our pianist Izzy Flocka, so let's hear it for Izzy as well. All right, our second and final tune with Jazz Ensemble 2 is probably a piece many of you know as made popular by the Michael Bublé. Obviously, there's been many other singers on this tune as well, but this tune is called Come Fly With Me.
Can we just do a mic check really quick? Can you tell me what number? I think the mic's got mixed up. Is this supposed to be 3? Supposed to be him? Or he's supposed to be 1?
Yep.
They're good?
Yes.
All right, we are going to get started with, I feel like this is the alto saxophone mic because it has reverb on it.
Yep.
Did you get that on camera? Oh. All right, even though I like my voice having some reverb on it, I want to make sure it gets to the right person. All right, so we are going to kick things off with Jazz 1 with a tune called Smiling Back at You. This is, as you can see, an alto saxophone feature featuring our very own Patrick Whited. So we're going to kind of slow things down, so we hope you enjoy.
All right, our second tune and final tune with our Jazz One group before we have our wind ensemble come on up. We're gonna speed things up with a classic Latin tune called The Peanut Vendor. So this has, like I said, a little Latin flair. You're gonna hear some awesome percussion stuff happening, and it's a pretty quick tune, so we hope you enjoy. And they are on this stage. There's my hint. So we are going to give away a very prestigious award that is recognized at a national level. This is the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award, which is given away in many high schools across the country. As I said, is a national award. This goes to a senior who demonstrates a high level of performance in jazz, and it is voted upon by their peers in the jazz ensembles. So this year's recipient gets a box. No, I'm just kidding. Inside the box is a very special marble trophy. Oh, and a pin. And this year's recipient is Mary Yates. So one of the really special things about at least the Louis Armstrong Award is It is this plaque right here. Right now they are covered, so they are secret, but their names are engraved on these plates, and it will forever be in the band room, so whenever they come back and visit, it will be there. So that is our first engraved award of the evening. So please allow us to switch over to wind ensemble mode, and we'll be right back with you. All right, we are going to bring up Jenna and Corinna, and they are going to introduce our first piece.
Arabian Dances was composed by Brian Balmages in 2009. He's an active composer, conductor, producer, and performer. Balmages has written 19 songs, most of them about scenery and a variety of other places. There are 3 themes throughout the Arabic folk song. The first is a traditional Arabic song, Ala Dalona, which was originally a love ballad. Now it is used to reflect loss of homeland, desire for freedom, and women's rights. The second is a representation of Middle Eastern music using extensive ornaments and using both folk songs in the piece at various stages. The third is a Tapta Hindi song that tells of an Arabic marketplace where merchants are calling out to customers.
This piece is an attempt to bridge contemporary and traditional sounds, adding harmonies and Western percussion instruments. Make sure to be on the lookout for the percussion feature, where we have a few non-percussionists play a unique instrument. We hope you enjoy Arabian Dances.
All right, I would like to, for this group, just like the last group, recognize our Band Point Award recipients. It works the same way with this band as it does the other band in terms of 10 points for their letter and 15 points for every subsequent award thereafter. So please hold your applause till the end of the grouping. So in this group, because this is mostly upperclassmen, but we did have 2 freshmen this year in the group, and both of them lettered. So we're going to recognize, he's way out there, Kane Hansen, and then up on stage, Eliza Rogers. Next we have our bar pins, which is the 2nd level. We have several people receiving this award, so please stand when you hear your name. Maria Ashbrunner, Danica Kuhl. Just kidding. How do you say your last name, by the way? Keel. I was close. Derek Schultz, Caroline Durbin, Gavin Lemke, Jenna Maliggy, Orion Pillai, Jackson Whited, and Haley Rins. All right, next up we have our lyre pins, which is the 3rd level. We have receiving this pin, Mark Marvin, Derek Schultz, Theo Johnson, Landon Knuspy, Corinna Creidenbrink, Jennifer Prue, Robin Schmidt, Morgan Sykes, Parker Wagonar, Jackson Whited, and Lizzie Barker. Next up, we have our 4th level, which is our star pin, and we have a bunch of people earning this one as well. So we have Theo Johnson, Troy Knuspy, give a wave because you're already standing, Jacob Stetschleif, Ronan Vanderweer, Patrick Whited, Maggie Cordova, Olivia Paytash, Sarah Ross, and Sophie Schmidt. And finally, we have our highest honor, which is the highest you can go, which is one of these fancy plaques up here. So they have to get a bunch of points for this. So these folks actually have to come up to get their plaque. It's heavy, so be careful. All right, we're going to start with our 2 juniors. So usually seniors get this, like they earn it by their senior year. We have 2 juniors getting it this year. So first up, we have Ronan Vanderweer. And our 2nd junior is Patrick Whited. All right, and then we have 4 seniors also who plaqued this year. Kicking it off, we have Olivia Paytash. Next, we have Sarah Ross. And then we have... Do I want to know? No. Okay. We have Anna Wilde. And we have finally Mary Yates. I would also like to recognize our Pep Band Awards from this group. So again, they had to attend 7 out of the 11 events. So we're going to start with those who received their bronze medal. So way out in the audience, we have Kane Hansen. Up here we have Danica and Eliza. Next up, we have our silver medal recipients. Quite a longer list. We have Maria Ashbrunner, Lizzie Barker, Theo Johnson, Gavin Lemke, Mark Marvin, Olivia Paytash, Orion Pillai, Robin Schmidt, Derek Schultz, Morgan Sykes, and Jackson Whited. group, so their third year pep band receiving this award. We have Landon Knuspy, Tribe Knuspy, Corinna Kragenbrink, Jennifer Prue, Jacob Stetschleif, Ronan Vandeweer, Parker Wagonar, and Patrick Whited. And in this group, which means they've had to do this every year to earn their pep band trophy, that's the 4th year, we have 2 seniors in this group who get to come up by me and get their lovely trophy. So first up we have Sophie Schmidt. And Anna Wilde. All right, I'm going to invite Caroline up to the front to tell you a little bit about our next piece. This is a super special piece to me because I've been looking for a piece with this hymn in it for a while and finally found one. And Caroline is going to describe this and just knock it out of the park because she did an awesome job on this piece.
In 1873, Horatio G. Spafford lost all 4 of his daughters to drowning from a shipwreck. Imagine the sorrow and helplessness he would have felt. Though he was suffocated by his grief, he still found a way to find comfort. He was a very religious man and felt that the Lord was still with him, even though he had dealt with such pain. This inspired him to write the words, "It is well with my soul." 3 years later, in 1876, hymn writer Philip Bliss was so inspired by those words, he decided to turn them into a song, many of you may know the lyrics to. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrow like sea billows roll. Whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is assumed that this hymn may be the last one Bliss ever wrote. Not long after he had written this, he had died in a train wreck with his wife. Though neither of their bodies were found, Bliss's trunk was salvaged, and in it was an unfinished hymn reading, "I know not what awaits me, God kindly veils my eyes." Those words bear so much weight, considering he died such a horrible death. The song we'll be playing is named on a hymn song of Philip Bliss, and is composed by David R. Halsinger. It is a beautiful arrangement that contains the melody of "It Is Well With My Soul." The song starts with quiet waves of sound that represent the grief people feel. Then the song slowly builds into a majestic and dramatic climax with beautiful harmonies, just like the fight some may face when they overcome their sorrow. The song concludes with the same waves that were played at the beginning, but they're not as deep, representing the acceptance of what has happened and realizing that it is possible to make it out. This song acts as a reminder that, though we may deal with devastatingly sad and heavy things, we are not alone. Sometimes all we need is just one person to help carry us, to remind us that it is well with our soul.
All right, we have quite a few things after that piece to recognize up on the stage. It's kind of hard to follow that piece because you kind of just want to just like relish in it for a while. All right, so we have to get though to our next super important awards, which are our senior awards. So this is kind of in addition to the jazz award that we just gave out. A lot of these awards are voted upon by their peers, and we're going to start with our John Philip Sousa Award, which is one of our highest honors, so the plaque here is right here for that one. The students who are eligible for this award are the students who plaqued in terms of their letter, so they had to earn the highest honor for that. So this year's recipient and voted upon by their peers, the Sousa Award goes to Mary Yates. Next up, we have our Outstanding Band Member Award. This goes to a student, again, voted upon by their peers, who their peers felt was just an outstanding musician across the board and just really accepts any musical challenge and just rises to the occasion. So, earning this year's 2025 Outstanding Band Member Award is Sarah Ross. And there is also a plaque for this too, and it's right there. So make sure you get your pictures, seniors, if you get one of these awards. Next up, we have our Richard D. Geiger Memorial Award, which is recognizing a student for positive attitude, involvement, and their overall character. And I would definitely say that this award was voted upon very wisely by our students because this person knows how to cheer us up at any time of the day, and also seems to have a catchphrase no matter what the trend is that's out there, whether it's TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is. So this year's recipient of the Richard Geiger Memorial Award is Olivia Paytash. And last for our senior awards is the Dale Smith Directors Award. This is one that I get to choose one of the seniors for their leadership, their musicianship, and just an overall desire to help out wherever is needed. I can say that this was a very hard award to give out because we have a lot of seniors who are super willing to jump up and help no matter the cause, but this particular individual is there through thick and thin and is willing to throw sarcasm out there even on like the gloomiest days, but also joke around and be serious, and just is really just a noble person to the cause when it comes to the band program. So this year's 2025 Dale Smith Directors Award goes to Anna Wilde. All right, next up, and this is complete secret, they know nothing about this. This is our second year doing this. I would like to recognize our 2025 Band Scholarship recipients. So these scholarships are awarded by our band boosters. Our seniors have the opportunity to apply for the scholarship, and then their applications are reviewed by a panel of band parents who are non-senior band parents. This is, as I said, the second year these scholarships have been awarded, and we will once again this year be awarding two scholarships for $250 each. One of the best parts of this process is that the recipients are not finding out till tonight that they are the recipients. So we get to unveil this in front of everybody, all their family and friends. So our two recipients of our second annual band scholarship, and they're just going to go ahead and stand, and we'll get you the checks as we get closer to college, is Sarah Ross and Anna Wilde. Congratulations. And now to put lots of people on the spot, I'm going to invite all of our seniors all of you. So it's a little bit smaller of a class than last year. So all of our seniors to the front of the stage, and we're gonna introduce yourselves, and you're gonna tell us what your plans are after high school, where you're going, what you're gonna do, and maybe if you're going to college, what your major or your focus is gonna be. So I'll give you a second to come on up. You can line up however the spirit moves you. This is perfect. You're always at the end of the alphabet, so you guys get to go first. You get to say who you are, what instrument you play, and where you're going to college and what you're doing, or if you're going into the workforce, what are you doing?
Okay, my name is Merrill Yates. I play trombone and baritone for the marching season. I'm going to go to University of Dubuque for business marketing and to wrestle.
My name is Anna Wilde. I play the flute and alto saxophone for jazz. I will be going to UW-Madison for chemistry. I'm Sophie. I play the tenor saxophone, and I plan on going to State College of Beauty to be a nail tech.
My name is Olivia Paytash. I play the flute. I will be going to UW-Oshkosh to major in nursing and to also swim.
My name is Lizzie Barker. I play too many instruments to list off, so I'm just going to say I play flute. I plan on going to the State College of Beauty Culture for cosmetology.
My name is Sarah Ross. I play the flute, and I plan on attending UW-Eau Claire for political science with an emphasis on legal studies.
My name is Maggie Cordova, and I play clarinet, and I do color guard for marching band season, and I'm going to UW Green Bay for psychology.
I'm Ben Thom. I will be attending UW Green Bay to major in human biology, and I play the French horn.
I'm Haley. I play the alto saxophone, and I will be going to UW Green Bay for human biology. Okay, before we go away, we have some gifts to give you. Okay, I have nothing to say. I was supposed to fill this, and I have nothing to say. So we're gonna wait till they give you the gift. Oh, hey, we miss you. We see you over there. We miss you. You're welcome. I hope you're having fun watching this. Very fun? Great. Did you wave with your good arm? Yeah. Okay, great. Woo, yay! Okay, so as you can see, we have flowers that I'm not going to try to pronounce. They're really pretty though. No, it's over on my stand. I don't have it right now. It's too hard to pronounce. Okay. Oh. No. It's over on my stuff. Okay. I'm sorry, Mom. You're gonna be disappointed in me. Okay. Elator begonia. Begonia? Something like that. I don't know. So we also have a gift basket. You can kind of see it. We have 2 bubblers, 2 monsters, hopefully her favorites. I don't really know. Yep, sugar-free. We have some popcorn, which I have more of, but I didn't bring, and it didn't look good in the basket, in the box, so I planned it out nicely. In this, we have a little keychain. We have an Antares gift card. We have some chocolates. We have some goldfish. And then we have a new Uno game and another new Uno game that we don't have. It's Uno Teams. I don't know. And then we got a new game, which is you can't say and it's really, no, okay, so what happens is you have to try to describe something, but each time it just adds on a new rule. It's really funny. It's really funny, I promise.
Okay, I'm still young, but I am getting older.
No, the rules are laid out for you, don't worry. Okay, who wants to go next?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so every year we make photo boards with all our seniors' beautiful pictures on it, and we theme it now after our senior piece, which will be introduced later. I'm sure you can guess if you see the dragon. But this will be here if you want to look at it later. And Lizzie. It was kind of a me and Mary tag team, but Mary had track all the time. So kind of tag teamed it. It's obviously, oh yeah, I did that. Obviously, if you can't tell, we're in the sky. And then all our names are little clouds. Yeah, and then there's a dragon on the back. But it kind of looks like a bat, but from a distance, wait. But from a distance, it looks like a dragon. So it's okay. Shut up, Kate. I love you platonically, and I hope you feel better. And we miss you. Okay, take this back.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, seniors. I know you are a smaller group, but you are a mighty group, and all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of you, just double checking. 10? Oh yes, our early graduate 10. You all bring so much to the table, and we are going to miss you all very, very much. We're not going to cry tonight because we're going to save it for graduation. Some of you are going to cry, but thank you so much for all that you have contributed to the band program, and just bestowed on all of us your presence and a piece of knowledge along the way, funny, serious, or maybe something we didn't need to know, but it's okay. So thank you for all that you've done.
Each year, the graduating seniors get to select a piece of their choice as their final song of their high school career. This year's selected piece is a medley of music from the 2010 DreamWorks animated movie, How to Train Your Dragon. This original arrangement by Sean O'Loughlin is meant to display the movie's messages of never giving up and fighting for the things you love.
Although it is arranged by O'Loughlin, the original score is by John Powell, an English composer who received an Academy Award nomination of Best Original Score for his work within the movie. Powell has written scores for 9 DreamWorks animation films, 8 Blue Sky Studio films, as well as numerous other movies and series. What sets How to Train Your Dragon apart from his other works is this is his first score he composed entirely on his own. As we play our next piece, listen for the interlacing melody between the different sections, along with the complicated rhythms that make up the background. Also listen for the strong low brass and low reed sounds against the higher, lighter woodwinds. As our seniors and their parents try to hold back tears as we play for our final concert, we hope you enjoy How to Train Your Dragon.
much for coming out this evening to hear us play and recognize our students' accomplishments. Students, once again, congratulations on all of your accomplishments. I'm so proud of you all. Seniors, thank you very much for your years of dedication, and we will all miss you very much. Remember, if you're an award recipient with one of these plaques up here, to make sure your parents get your pictures of you, of your plaque with your engraved name. Thank you everybody once again, and have a great evening.